What a wild week in crypto. This might be the wildest week I've ever seen in crypto. So today, Binance announced that it's going to be backing out of the purchase of FTX. That lasted a hot minute. And then on top of it, we got a thread out of Su Zhu, which I'll cover towards the end of this video. So guys, just like yesterday, it's going to be a bit of a wild one. So grab yourself some popcorn, something to drink. And we're going to dive in and try to break down what the heck is going on, because there is so much going on right now in the crypto space. And this Binance news is huge. So we're going to talk about also some of the repercussions that could come from this. So today at 4 p.m., Binance tweets out, as a result of our corporate due diligence, as well as the latest news reports regarding mishandled customer funds and alleged U.S. agency investigations, we have decided that we will not pursue the potential acquisition of FTX.com. So what Binance is telling us is that the risk of purchasing FTX is so high that they are backing out. They don't want the liabilities of anything that FTX was doing, which is terrible to hear, because this means the backstop for FTX is gone. There's no more purchaser of FTX, which means they are going insolvent, which is going to have a massive ripple effect on the crypto space. It's bigger than 3AC, bigger than Luna, or anything that we have seen thus far, because FTX had its hands in just every piece of crypto, as well as the retail world. That's where this is so different, is you have people in just normal, like the TradFi world, who are invested in FTX, big known firms that are going to lose a lot of money on FTX's deal, because don't forget, last year they did a raise, and I think their valuation was somewhere around $32 billion, and that just went to zero overnight. So this is just massive news. We're going to cover some of the downstream effects of what this could mean for the crypto space, but let's go ahead and finish this Binance thread. The second tweet in the thread states, in the beginning, our hope was to be able to support FTX's customers to provide liquidity, but the issues are beyond our control or ability to help. So what Binance is saying there is that, they were hoping to step in. They were going to try to save some of the customers. That was never their intention, was to harm customers. And that after reviewing their financials, they don't have enough, they can't help the customers, that there is a hole so big in FTX's balance sheet that they just can't help. So that's another reason why they're backing out of the deal. Every time a major player in the industry fails, retail consumers will suffer. We have seen this over the last several years, that the crypto ecosystem is becoming more resilient, and we believe in time that outliers that misuse user funds will be weeded out by the free market. As regulatory frameworks are developed and as the industry continues to evolve towards greater decentralization, the ecosystem will grow stronger. Okay, so that's a lot to take in. So Binance is no longer buying FTX, which, like I just said before, means that they are officially going insolvent and there is no backstop right now. So this is just so deeply rooted in there is OGs in the space that have survived multiple cycles, multiple bankruptcies amongst business of exchanges, hacks, all the craziness that has gone on in crypto for the past few years. They've survived it and are getting taken out almost completely by FTX, because they sponsored a lot of people in the crypto space. A lot of people trusted them. They trusted Sam and didn't ever imagine that this was something that could occur, or thought that they could react if it was. Because don't forget, guys, the sheer speed at which the decline of FTX happened is just so fast that most people didn't even have time to comprehend what was going on. And I know we talked about removing funds off the exchange, but if you have a business account or something with FTX, it's not as easy as just pulling your money off and just getting on with your day. For a lot of these businesses and people who had investments in FTX, like, this is like craziness, and a lot of people were rational in their thought, waiting for more details to come out before they made any rash decisions with their money on the FTX exchange. Unfortunately, there just wasn't enough time. Everything went downhill super fast, and like I said, big influencers like Kaleo, who if you guys don't know who he is a major crypto Twitter influencer in the space. As you can see, he has quite the following, a good trader. He is an OG in the space, been around for a long time. He tweeted today, "The past 24 hours have been extremely difficult. I took a huge loss in an exchange I trusted for years is the center of one of the largest bank runs we've witnessed in crypto. I know I'm not the only impacted by this, and my heart goes out to the others in a similar situation." And he is one of many that have been hurt by FTX. And these are big crypto traders that are being just wiped out by FTX. Again, guys, it happened so fast that nobody really had time to react. Now, I know in the last video I was sort of speculating that this was intentional from CZ, that he was trying to seize an opportunity. And given what has happened today, I no longer believe that. I don't think that's a viable option, because now this spells bad news for everybody in the space, including Binance. So there's been like almost no profiting on this from Binance. At this point, FTT is so far gone. FTX is so far gone. And now prices across the board in crypto are falling. None of these things are good for Binance. And on top of it, it's going to bring regulatory scrutiny to the space. Again, nothing good for Binance there. So again, I don't think that this was a master plot by CZ. He might have been stoking the fire a little bit, but I don't think he expected to step on a landmine like he has with FTX. I think he knew that there were some holes and stuff that they were doing, was going to try to poke and prod a little bit. And then the whole house of cards fell apart, and I think he was caught off guard just like everybody else. And he kind of says that in this tweet. He tweets out, it's a long message. I think it was to the Binance employees, basically just stating how none of this was intentional, and that he, he could guess what FTX's financials looked like, but had no idea that this was going on, and did not intend for any of this to happen. Basically explaining exactly what I just said, that it's good for nobody in the space. I'll link this tweet down below if you guys care to read the whole memo. But in a nutshell, that's what he's saying, is like, look, this is not intentional. None of this was intentional, and had no idea. Now, through all of this, there was just nonstop reactions from everybody. I mean, you had Bloomberg articles coming out about Sam Bankman-Fried. Tom Brady and his wife had lots of money invested in FTX. I don't know, this article talks about their fortune. I don't know if that was all in FTX. And God, I sure hope not. But he was involved in FTX. El Salvador is demanding his immediate extradition. Him and Alex Trabucco, who was a co-CEO of Alameda. And it's just nonstop craziness. On top of it all, the U.S. is probing FTX over the mishandling of funds, or of client funds and lending. You have people like SEC's Gary Gensler commenting on the situation. Again, guys, this is huge. This is a huge economic activity type event outside of just crypto. This touches all ends of finance and markets. That's what's so crazy about this. This might be the biggest event to ever unfold in the crypto space. Again, guys, I can't emphasize how much bigger than Luna this is. But be careful out there right now. This is again another reason why you don't touch leverage. Solana is going to face a lot of headwinds going forward, because it is a token that FTX holds a lot of. They also have an unlock coming up within the next day. So I'd imagine that a lot of that's going to be getting sold. It's been getting pummeled already. And I really apologize if you're holding on to Solana right now. Nobody saw this coming. This is like you literally can't blame anybody who got caught in this storm, besides FTX and Sam Bankman-Fried. You can't really blame any trader. Like, this is just a black swan of black swans that just again, it was almost impossible to even comprehend what was happening in the short amount of time that it happened, let alone act on it. And so that's, that's been a big issue. Now, it's expected that FTX, since Binance has backed out, is facing a shortfall in liquidity of up to $8 billion. $8 billion. Now, this doesn't sound as big as Luna, right? You might sit there and you might think like, oh, Luna's market cap was way more than 8 billion when it collapsed. I'm telling you, this is more detrimental than Luna, because this is real hard cash and crypto, like quality crypto that people can't withdraw from the exchange. The Luna market cap isn't necessarily the market, like the market cap does not represent the amount you can cash out from a project. So even when Luna was huge, you still can't, like, that market cap number isn't exactly what you could sell and get out of it tomorrow. That's just, again, that's just measuring basically the token value in dollar terms, but again, it's not accurate. This is like actual money that people can't withdraw, cash that is being just decimated from just retail traders, and this does not include any of their investors or like big time venture funds and things like that are involved in FTX in other ways outside of just trading on the exchange. So guys, seriously, this is massive. This takes me back to some things that we saw out of Sam. There were some red flags that came up in the past that, looking back on it now, were definitely red flags. But that I think most people just didn't take for red flags. They thought it was a little weird, but they didn't take for red flags. One is that FTX was planning to launch its own stablecoin. Now, from the surface, that doesn't look weird, right? Like, you see that headline, like, oh yeah, big company trying to launch a stablecoin, just like everybody else who wants to launch a stablecoin. Well, stablecoins are very, very profitable, and it sounds like this is what they were planning to do to plug the hole in their balance sheet, is launch a stable coin. You can then lend against the stable coin, generate revenue from the stable coin, and hopefully that'll plug the hole that they had at the time. On top of it, Sam was posting these absolutely cringe tweets that I remember seeing. He posted them multiple times. I can't remember how many times, and he has since deleted the tweets. But they were just like this, where he would say, oh, it's that time of the week again, not financial advice, and it's him purchasing a ton of FTT. This is literally Sam pumping his bags, trying to get retail to buy his bags so that they can borrow against their FTT, do the whole thing over again. And again, it was like this whole dirty scheme that they were running through Alameda. And yeah, boy, did that backfire. Just craziness. Yeah, like, I just cannot believe the scum level of some of these people. And I'm not trying to be like, I try to be unbiased in my videos usually and just talk about it straight. But I seriously, the only thing, like, this is just pure greed. Like, Sam and his company they had tons of money. They did not need to do all of this. They could have ran a very profitable business without trying to leverage and get all crazy with their money. And it does sound like this was a downstream effect of Luna. It sounds like Alameda took a big hit from Luna. And instead of cutting Alameda loose, FTX decided to hold on to them and try to figure it out so that they could keep the FTT or money printer on. And obviously that backfired. They continued to do like dirtier stuff to try to get back that money that Alameda lost in Luna. So just wild. To end the video, we get a thread from Su Zhu, like a full-on thread from Su, talking about, I guess, his recent revelations that he has had in his time away, which I'll let you be the determinant on whether you forgive Su or not. It's just kind of funny to see that all of this is happening at the same time. Like, it almost doesn't feel like you almost want to, like, pinch yourself. Like, is this happening? Like, is this for real? Like, is this all going on right now? Like, what is happening? So I'm going to read the thread by Su. He says, there I was, surfing the waves of waves. Next moment, wiped out. Board broken, rocks, reefs everywhere. The sudden pain of business failure and loss of purpose as a golden child of the industry plus biz cycle more broadly was as difficult as the ensuing ostracization, ostracization, and demonization. To all of those who supported us throughout, thank you. I am deeply grateful for your empathy and compassion. To all of those who did not, but reserved judgment, I understand your skepticism. Thank you. I am deeply grateful for your patience and forbearance. To those who attacked us and tried to make us a scapegoat for the entire industry, I know such vitriol itself comes from pain and misdirection. You must have been suffering deeply and looking for that catharsis, some relief. I wish peace be upon you. Thanks to the journalists, regulators who calmly looked at the facts rather than partake in hysteria, let time show that we were, while positioned wrongly, steadfast in integrity. I have newfound respect for older generations that have a keen sense of history and proportion. So what have I been doing? Catching up with long lost friends, redeveloping spiritually, mental health. Highly recommend Sam Harris's Waking Up app, surfing, learning new languages, praying for those who got hurt with me, those who want to hurt me, and those hurting in general. What is next? I do not know for sure. Part of me wants to live a quiet life in the woods. Another wants to rebuild with fresh purpose. We'll share more thoughts and musings going forward. I've missed you all. Holy cow. Like, for real, this does not feel real. This is like complete just anarchy in the crypto space. Like, if this doesn't create the generational bottom, then I don't know what else possibly could. Like, this is just absolutely nutso. As far as what Sam, like comparing Sam and Su Zhu, I think Sam is more the villain here. Now, I'm not forgiving Su at all. Definitely, he's got some stuff to talk about and stuff to iron out. I'll let you guys decide your thoughts on Su. But in Sam's case, my biggest problem with what he was doing in his business is that he was not shooting straight with anyone for a long time. Like, since he did that raise last year, not last year. Yes, since he did that raise last year, he wasn't transparent with his income streams, how leveraged he was, what things were going on behind the scenes, what he was doing with customer funds. He was taking on more and more investors, roping in people like Tom Brady and getting them to invest more and more when he was taking this huge risk behind the scenes that I can't imagine was disclosed to anybody, because anybody in their right mind who would have saw this, especially in the TradFi world, who are typically a little more risk adverse, no way they would have continued on with this raise and these different things going on. I highly doubt Tom Brady would have put the money he would have put in had they known the risks that Sam was taking behind the scenes. So to me, I think that Sam stands to be in a very bad spot, and it sounds like he is already on the run. Nobody has heard from him. The team said he's ghosted them. No tweets have come out of his account. So it sounds like Sam has already booked, packed his bags and is gone to wherever he's going. And a guy that's like him in the spotlight, I'm going to say it a third time, this is so much bigger than anything else we have witnessed. Sam has the attention of regulators across the world, not just some, regulatory groups here or there. He's got everybody's attention on him just due to the pure attention he got through the bull market, and the public figures he had dealt with, the news networks he'd talked to. Again, he already has Gary Gensler's eyes. So this is just definitely not good for Sam. I will be interested to see what plays out in the future. This is about, like I said, this is the ultimate, bottom catalyst thing that could possibly happen to drive crypto prices lower. It's just absolutely crazy, what is going on. But guys, like I said, I will continue to cover this situation I apologize if I'm jumping around a lot. Again, it's a lot to cover in these videos. I hope this video finds you guys well. I hope that if you were affected by this, you know, my best wishes go out to you. I'm so sorry. This is, again, do not feel like you've made a mistake. Like, this is, nobody saw this coming to this degree. Like, this is next level. And again, the sheer pace that all this happened is just craziness. So guys, if you haven't already, please like and subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys next time.